This week, the push for state police moved further than it ever has. The military stood up 4 new divisions. Nearly 1,000 ghost workers were caught riding the federal payroll, and the countdown to the 2027 elections officially began. This is This Week on NovaNaija. It started on Monday when the Senate put state police at the very top of its constitutional review agenda, calling it the reform Nigeria can no longer delay. For years, state police has been one of those ideas everyone agrees on in principle, but nobody moves on in practice. This week, that changed. By Thursday, the push had teeth. The bill cleared the House of Representatives with the executive's backing, moving state police creation closer to reality than it's been in years. If it holds, this could be one of the most significant shifts in how Nigeria polices itself in decades. 2 moments, 1 story, and it's not over yet. On the security front, President Tinubu created 4 new army divisions this week, in a move officials say is designed to boost national security across multiple fronts at once. Details on exactly where these divisions will be deployed are still emerging, but the scale of the restructuring is hard to overstate. It's one of the most significant reshuffles of military command in recent memory, and it lands in the same week Washington publicly commended Nigeria's anti-terror drive, with President Trump reaffirming the US security partnership. 2 allies sending the same signal in the same week. The ICPC's payroll fraud probe delivered its most damning number yet this week. 908 suspected fake employees uncovered, and police topped the list. Ghost workers, for anyone new to the term, are names that sit on a government payroll drawing a salary every month with no actual person showing up to do the job. 908 of them on one payroll is not a rounding error. It's a fresh reminder of how deep this kind of fraud runs inside the federal system, and pressure is mounting for a wider audit that goes beyond this single agency. The courts delivered 2 major rulings this week. 3 men were jailed for life over the Oyo school abduction, a case that gripped the state for months and raised hard questions about school security in the process. And in Ado Ekiti, a judge condemned 4 men to death for a brutal kidnap and murder, sending a firm signal on how the courts are treating violent crime right now. 2 very different cases, but the same message from the bench. These sentences are not symbolic. Keep an eye on this one. INEC has unveiled its campaign timetable for the 2027 polls, and with the state police bill moving in parallel through the National Assembly, the shape of the next election cycle is starting to come into focus. 2 stories moving on separate tracks, headed for the same destination. One reshapes how Nigeria is policed, the other decides who leads it next. We'll be tracking both every week right here. And here's what else made news this week. In Ogun State, the Assembly cleared ex-Speaker Oluomo of graft charges, converting what was originally a removal into a resignation instead. The NDLEA scored a court win in Ogun as 3 drug traffickers were sentenced and jailed. Flooding ravaged fish farms across Ogun State this week, with farmers counting losses topping 700 million naira and now appealing to both state and federal government for support. The federal government unveiled a new laptop credit scheme aimed at boosting digital inclusion and local manufacturing at the same time. President Trump commended Tinubu's anti-terror drive this week, reaffirming the United States security partnership with Nigeria. And in a historic first, Badejo Okusanya broke a 34-year jinx to become the Nigerian Bar Association's second ever female president, a milestone that's been a long time coming for the legal profession. That's the week. State police on the move, 4 new army divisions stood up, a payroll fraud bust nearly 1,000 names deep, and the 2027 countdown now officially on. Catch the daily breakdown every morning on NovaNaija 24. This is This Week on NovaNaija. See you next Saturday.